Hello, students. My name is Mrs. Ziegler, and I'm an educator that wants to share some things I've learned with you to make learning fun, to make you brain active. I'm going to help you think about your thinking. How do you think? It's really fun, and I want you to have fun doing it. You're also going to share some things with your parents and help them. You can be the teacher. That will be fun too. So, in order to help me do that, I decided to name the videos Creative Cognition because we're going to create pictures right up here with our brain. And I have a little character that's going to help us do that. Think about it. When I first had this idea, I had a little picture in my head and I drew it. But I thought, I'm going to go to an expert. And I went to my niece, Dana. She's a graphic designer, and she came up with this little guy. His name is the Thinker. The Thinker. And he's going to help us learn about our thinking. What do you notice about this guy? I've had other kids tell me it kind of looks like a puffball. Yeah, a pink puffball. I've had others say it kind of looks like a brain. Yeah, that's what it's supposed to be. A little puffball brain that helps us learn about our thinking. Usually kids notice that little red heart. That is special. I had a student, a friend, whose name is Cooper. He was 3, and when I showed him this, he said, "It needs a heart." And I thought about that, and he was right. We do need to think of kindness, with empathy, with caring for others. So every picture of the Thinker has that heart to remind us to be kind to everyone. So the first thing that he's going to share with us is this. We make pictures in our head to think. And I'm going to prove that to you. So I'm going to say one word, and I want you to make pictures in your head from that word. The word I'm going to say is school. School, remember that? It was a good place. It was a place that you had fun, you learned, you saw your friends, and I know you're missing it. But I promise you this, you'll get to go back. I don't know when, but you're going to get to go back. Now, if I change that again, because you have different schools, different classes, different friends, so you're all picturing something a little different. What if I say this? Picture something you love to do at school. Wow, that's going to be different. Some kids like recess. Some kids like reading. Others like math. Some might like PE or music or art. Some like science and social studies, computers, all kinds of things. Some like visiting and seeing their friends. And all of those are good. And you're all going to have different pictures because you have different life experiences. That's just a good thing. So here's something else. I'm going to ask you to draw this image that you have in your head. And when you do that, you're going to need to put this video on pause and take time to draw. And when you come back, I will show you what I drew. The word is ball. Press pause. The ball I drew was a beach ball. This, if you'll notice, I even wrote the words up there. Some of you can read those, I know. My beach ball is not perfect. It's kind of got a flat side here, but I did my best, and all I was doing is representing what I had in my head. Now, I know it's not time to go to the beach for most kids, but my granddaughter and I, her name's Piper, play beach ball inside the house. We use it to play kickball, volleyball, all kinds of things. And it's okay with Grammy because it really doesn't usually break anything. If you did decide to play in the house with the beach ball, you'd need to make sure it was okay with Mom. But I have so many good memories, and we used to laugh and laugh about playing ball with the beach ball in the house. Now, what about you? What did you draw? I'm betting you drew something like a football, basketball, maybe a volleyball, maybe a tennis ball or a ping pong ball. There's so many things you could have drawn. And what I want you to do is share your drawing and tell them why you drew it with somebody in your house. Your parents or a sibling, that would be fun. And they too might draw a different kind of ball if you wanted to share it with them. Let's try something else. And this one is I want you to picture a sentence. This sentence is, you're going to have to kind of think and find something with this sentence. Picture something you use to create something that will end up being read on paper. You can use your school supplies to find that something. Did you think about these? A red pencil, a red pen, a red crayon, a red marker. Any of those would have worked. Sometimes there's more than one right answer. All of these could create something red on paper. So all of those are correct answers. Maybe there's even more that could be shared. Paints, that might be fun. Well, I like to sometimes think about a place and remember a place that made me feel safe and good. I want you to try that too. Think of some place that makes you feel good. Now, I'm going to share with you what I'm thinking of, and it's a place that I used to go when I was a little girl. I had a horse named Rocket. He wasn't a rocket, but his name was Rocket. And we would ride out behind my house into a tree area. It was and within all those trees, there was a meadow. The light would shine in through the leaves of the trees, and there would be like a light just shining down. It was such a beautiful scene, tall green grass and green leaves on all the trees, and they surrounded this meadow. Well, that was a place that every time I think, where's a place that made me feel safe and good? And it was that meadow. And I want you to have that in your head too. A place that makes you feel good. Because sometimes we do get scared. And it's good to be able to think that a place that makes us feel good. You might even ask your parents. Ask them to tell you where's a place they feel good and safe. Or when a place they felt that way as a child. And you guys can compare your pictures. That'll be fun. Well, I have one final thought. And the thinker wants to tell you something. He says, our final thought is, pictures in your head mean you're a thinker. See you next time. Bye bye.